Ayoko na maging basta feeling. Labas mo pa lang nakaganon ka na kasi linilipat.
Marilyn Monroe. Grabe, ang daming diskusyon yan online.
Oh my gosh.
Eh, paano yan? Nagko-coverage tayo, lumalabas tayo.
Hi, I'm Mia and welcome to Spill the Tea. No spin, no filters, just the raw truth. And today we're diving into 3 massive topics that hit close to home.
And first up, sa ating Spill the Tea, Baguio's proposed gender-neutral uniform policy. Grabe, ang daming diskusyon yan online.
Oh my gosh, oo.
Yes. So is it a common sense update for student comfort or a logistical nightmare for schools, no? So let's separate the facts from the myths.
And next is a chilling national security issue. Kasi the Senate just exposed that Tacloban shooting, it wasn't just campus bullying, it's more than that. And it was orchestrated by a dangerous global cyber terror network that's targeting our kids and kids everywhere.
Mind you, word is dangerous. And finally, the World Bank officially labeled the Philippines an upper middle income country.
Wow.
Sounds great on paper, yes. Diba? Parang nakaka-proud. Pinoy pride na naman yan. But we'll expose the UMIC trap or the UMIC trap and bakit hanggang ngayon yung wallet natin parang hindi nag-a-align sa announcement na ito.
Hi, I'm Mia, and I'm here to unpack the human side of the issues.
And I'm Mon, I'm breaking down the facts and the context.
And this is
Spill the Tea by the Law Stories.
And the Mountain Deacon. So our first topic this morning is about it's an ordinance that was introduced by Councilor Edison Bilog. So if you recall, we already discussed one of his several of his ordinances in the past. Today we're going to discuss an ordinance which is called the Gender Neutral School Uniform Options in all public and private schools, colleges, universities, and other learning institutions in Baguio City.
Yes.
Now, what exactly does this entail? So, it's going to address yung mga gender-specific traditional uniforms.
So paano nga ba yun?
Ang gusto ni, ang basis nito kasi is our right to human dignity.
Okay.
To choose what we want. Diba? It's constitutional. It's constitutional. But what exactly do they want to happen? So, there's a common misconception dun sa comment section na parang i-abolish ang uniform. Actually, no. So, what they want lang here is that the students will have the freedom to choose what they want to wear based on how they want to express their gender. So, if girls would prefer to wear pants all the time, then that's fine. And if boys would like to wear skirts, that's fine too. It's not actually new to our culture because in some cultures, men wear skirts.
Yeah. And grabe, ano ba, issue pa rin ba ang damit ngayon? May mga gumagamit naman na ngayon ng damit din ng babae na lalaki na straight pa din.
Yes.
Ganon din, di ba, sa babae. Like, ako, bumibili ako ng pants dahil nag-fit sa akin ng pants ng pang-girls. Why not? And tama ka, ibang countries, they wear skirts.
They wear skirts, and actually, other countries have versions of this law. Yeah. So, one more thing. There's what we call the design shift. So, one of the things that's being discussed in the ordinance is gender-neutral uniforms. Give them that option also. For example, they can just wear a polo shirt and then a 3/4 na pants.
Yes.
So, it doesn't really... It's for everyone. It's neutral.
But yung clothes ba na yun ay nagsasabi kung babae, lalaki, bakla, tomboy ang isang tao?
No.
Di ba? Exactly.
No. I think we're stuck in that old
concept
already. Actually, why are we so bothered about what people wear when in fact we should be bothered more about how people treat each other?
Yes. Comfortability.
Yes, and one more thing, it's very practical, especially like now, it's dengue season.
Correct.
Diba? When you wear pants or long sleeves, you're protected better. if we can shift to that during dengue season, then why can't we do it the whole year?
And actually, that dengue, that's one part of the version of Senator Raffy Tulfo dun sa pinopropose niya nga rin na batas na gender-neutral na uniform.
So there is even a push for it to happen at
so
the
this
national
is not
level.
the first time in Baguio. May national counterpart siya na pinanggalingan.
And then, I think one thing also na they want to point out here, Monda, no, is that it's anti-discrimination. So, a student should not be denied entry, enrollment, just because of what they want to wear. What if they're comfortable nga naman in pants or skirts or whatever? So, but then, this will still be a prescribed uniform for those who are scared that there will be no more uniforms.
Yun na nga. Hindi naman natin sinasabing no uniform. It's still uniform. It's just that may option. Sa University of Baguio, when I was in college to may skirt kasi, and then I was the governor at that, vice governor at that time. Tapos, syempre may mga clamor ang mga ladies na parang, paano diyan? Nagko-coverage tayo, lumalabas tayo. Paano yan? Ang lamig-lamig. Ang skirt na required namin, nasa knee length. So, sabi nila, hindi pwede. So, nagbigay kami ng option na pants. And, magandang tignan. Babae pa rin sila. Di ba?
Nursing. When in the past, female nurses wore dresses. Di ba? Pero ngayon, kasi dapat mabilisan na lahat. Ngayon, we wear pants. It's comfortable, but, so these things change.
Na-stuck kasi tayo dun sa part na kapag nag-iba ng pananamit, ay na-align sa LGBTQ+.
Hindi siya, this will not just benefit the LGBTQIA+ community. I think it's going to benefit all.
Yes, for all. So, sabi ko nga, dahil nga sabi dyan for dengue, di ba? So, hahayaan natin na yung mga kababaihan lang madengue dito. Parang unfair naman.
At risk sila kasi naka-skirt sila. Saka hello. Ako, elementary hanggang high school, skirts kami, no? Di ba, tuwing monsoon, tuwing rainy season, paglabas mo palang nakaganon ka na kasi lumilipat na.
Marilyn Monroe.
Feeling kang, talaga, as in, may tayab, may kwan, so, grabe. So, yun din.
And I never saw those types of comments or argument dun sa mga comment section nung in-announce ito, which is very sad. We are not being critical. We are not being objective. We're being biased to traditions na wala namang, traditions change.
And then, it spills over like, we just came from Pride Month.
Yun na nga.
And then every time we post something about Pride, the laugh emojis, the comments, the cruel comments, it's like, we live in a society where we have LGBTQIA friends and family, and then in the digital world, we're so cruel?
Yeah.
Like, why the hypocrisy?
Yeah. Hindi sa makabilog ako, no? Or what? Na dinedefend ko si
I
Bilog.
like the ordinance.
I like the ordinance. I think this is a long overdue ordinance na parang dapat noon pa. And kung kung meron na ngayon, dapat we embrace it.
Yes.
And mali kasi na ganun yung pag-iisip natin na parang we're teaching our kids na ganun pala yung concept na kapag nag-pants pala ang babae, tomboy na sila. Diba? Na kapag may ganito, walang uniform, nagbigay lang tayo ng options.
Gabing stereotyping na hanggang ngayon.
Options.
Yes. And what's so scary about having gender-neutral uniforms? I'd go for a gender-neutral uniform. I'd rather wear pants.
Yeah.
For school, kasi I can run. I can jump. The physical mobility is there. And I'm protected from the Anopheles mosquito.
Correct.
Things like that.
Ano pa man din ng mga bata ngayon.
Yeah.
Diba?
And aren't we nga encouraging our youth, our children to be...
safe pa nga sila eh.
Oo, yes. And to be active.
Yes.
To be active. Don't we want that? And one more thing, it promotes mental health. Kasi nga, when you're stuck and you have to wear this because you're a girl.
Yes.
You're a boy, you have to wear this because you're a boy. Like, when When will we go beyond that? That blue is for boys, pink is for girls.
girl.
Oh, come on.
I look good in pink.
I like blue. I like gray. See, so it's a live and let live world. And at the same time, we have mental health and academic focus kasi they won't be worried anymore about how
Correct.
they look. So they can focus on their studies. Number 2, we have physical mobility and comfort, right? And then number 3, the health.
Yes. Diyos ko, season ng dengue, June, July.
And another thing is we always talk about inclusion, inclusiveness, diversity.
And we're not even practicing it.
Then let's live it. It shouldn't end in paper.
Yan yung marami tayong sinasabi na bakit ganito, bakit ganyan ang mga kabataan. Paano tayo mismo, hindi natin sila tinuturuan.
We have to walk our talk and we have to be brave enough to do that.
Yes.
So I do hope that the council looks into this really because it has its merits. This ordinance has its merits and we're telling this objectively regardless of who authored the ordinance.
Yeah. If that will be implemented in municipalities in Benguet or in other, I mean, we welcome this regardless kung sino yung author. No?
Imagine Rafi Tulfo has a bill.
Na very
proposed
masculine
bill.
si Rafi, ha?
Exactly, I was just going to say. In such a macho culture and him being a macho man looking, but he's also fighting for this, then maybe it's really worth looking into.
Correct.
Yeah?
That's a good spill. So, yun na nga. Kung dito, ayaw nating i-embrace, bakit ini-embrace ng ibang communities? Because, Ate Mia, in other countries, they also have this. In
Like where?
United Kingdom, meron sila across UK, no? Meron silang,
As in all across?
Yes, all
Wow.
across. So, nag-introduce sila ng gender-neutral uniform policy. So, trousers, skirts available, meron din tayong pants, no? Regardless of gender. We also have in Taiwan, yung
Taiwan,
project,
ha?
Yeah, Project Uniform nationwide. So, gender-neutral din ang kanilang, kaya nga uniform.
Like nationwide.
Yes.
That's even better, no? Like if it's nationwide, like so
They've
everyone
launched
wears
it.
the same.
Yeah.
Kung
And
yun
even
din
in
yung
India, India ha, they also have very, very rich tradition and culture. Very unique. But they've also embraced it. Like one school, Valayan Chirangara. I don't know if I pronounced
Valayan
it right.
Chirangara Primary School.
Primary ha? Ibig sabihin elementary yan.
They start
in the
them young.
state of Kerala. No? So they moved to a universal gender-neutral uniform consisting of 3/4 shorts and shirts for all children to encourage free physical play and mobility for girls. Pero you see that? It's not for LGBTQ.
It's for everyone.
It's for everyone. Hindi lang kasi dapat sila na parang, isudaman nun. Sila na naman. Sa kanila na nga ang Pride Month, pati uniform sa kanila. That's totally wrong.
It's for everyone. LGBTQIA+, and everyone. And
Tatakbo natin yan sa isip natin.
they're part of us. They are not
Yes.
as separate.
Correct. Bakit? At saka yun nga, ayoko yung basta merong mention ng rainbow and letters
Nag-allergy na, nag-aina po.
No, that's totally wrong. Totally wrong din yun, maliban dun sa hindi natin pag-embrace ng mga ganitong policies.
Everyone deserves dignity. Everyone deserves respect. And one way for us to do this is by letting our children, our students use what they feel is comfortable for them.
Yes.
There we go.
So, we move on to spill the tea number 2. Now, for our number 2, ito yung, last time we talked about the juvenile justice law because of the Tacloban shooting.
Yes,
Yeah.
we discussed
So,
that.
right now, nagkaroon na nga ng inquiry, legislative inquiry led by the Committee of Risa Hontiveros. At dito, actually, there were tips to Senator Risa about possible grooming or involvement ng mga groups from outside the Philippines.
Right.
So, dito nakinig naman siya and she tried to weigh in itong mga pumapasok na mga intel sa kanya galing from netizens, messages sa kanyang Facebook, tag sa Facebook niya. And dito na nga lumabas na yung Tacloban shooting, it's not an incident na parang pinag-isipan lang ng mga bata. It's
No.
more than that. It's beyond.
It's not just bullying.
It's not just
I don't think,
bullying.
baka wala pang bullying dun eh.
So may isa pala, may group of people controlling itong dalawa, lalo na yung 14-year-old.
Yeah. So, they look for targets who may be emotionally isolated or neurodivergent, yung differently abled kids natin. Like even perhaps children on the autism spectrum disorder who are not
Yes.
able to decipher some things like others do, and also other vulnerable minors. So, where do they do this? Saan nila hinahanap
Ito na
yung mga
nga.
batang to?
So dito na nga papasok yung gaming platforms.
Yun.
The gaming apps like Roblox.
Roblox, Minecraft. Meron pa yung isa yung linalaro ng mga anak ko. Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Yun.
So,
It's not the game itself.
yes, hindi sa sinasabi nating game, it's just that it's being used.
Doon nila hinahanap. Kasi andun nga naman yung mga bata.
Oo, kasi it's not about, there's violence in,
In
the,
the game.
app or in the game. Tapos sasabihin nyo, even naman nun may Counter-Strike naman
Oo
kami
nga,
nun.
hindi naman
na
killer
kasi-
yung mga anak ko.
But kasi right
It's
na,
not.
it's right now kasi nag-evolve ang mga gamings, no? You can now communicate ng mas malala right now. You speak with each other while you play.
Yes.
You can observe people as they play.
Yes. And then, from the chatting there, then they move on. If they find the target, then they move on. So, these groomers, hahanap sila ng target, tapos imove nila now to a different platform. Let's say,
Yes.
Telegram. Ang Telegram po ay parang Viber, parang Messenger, ganun
yes.
siya. And, or maybe Discord. Diyan sa Discord, dun sila. So, dun sila pupunta, dun na sila mag-uusap.
Correct. And that's dangerous. Imagine your child, no? Imagine kayo rin ng mga kabataan.
Ah.
Biglang mayroong random na kumausap sa inyo, tapos ang mga usapan nyo na something about what they have observed about you, yung value system mo na nakikita nila, or yung behavior mo, tapos biglang pupunta kayo sa Telegram. Hindi ba yung dangerous? Tapos iba ng pag-uusapan nyo doon?
Oo. So, parang ito yung nangyari dun sa Tacloban eh. Ano ba yung scrubbing?
Yun nga, yung sa may scrubbing is that, yun nga, may conversations kasi.
Ito yung si Nash tsaka
And
Rod.
Rod.
Oo.
Oo.
15
So
and
ngayon, meron na pala silang inuutos, di ba?
14 sa kanila.
Yes, ang dami na nalang sinabi. Sila rin yung nag-raise yung about, inaral nila ang justice here in the Philippines. Sila yung naglabas ng idea sa mga bata.
Yung groomer.
Yes, yung groomer. So talagang grinom itong
Oo.
bata. And after the incident happened, pinapadelete lahat.
Yung si Cedric Ryazanov. Yun yung
Yes.
pangalan ng groomer.
And yung pagpapadelete, kasama pa talaga sila. They make sure na parang, na-edit ko na yung na-edit na kita boy sa TikTok. Make sure na delete mo ang Discord, Reddit, Telegram para walang evidence na mahanap. You
So,
see?
so, isa pa doon, yung t-shirt nung bata. Yung KMFDM. Ano ba yun? It's a band.
It's not about the rock band, ha?
It's a band, pero hindi dahil yung band ang ina-idolize. It's dahil that t-shirt is closely related to the Columbine shooting.
In 1999.
Yes. This is also a school shooting na grabe ang nangyari. So, yun yung suot.
Yes.
So, ngayon, naging ano na siya, parang tatak ng mga ganyang klaseng violent
At hindi lang yan
extreme
mga
violent actions.
Hindi lang yan yung mga inisip lang or
Oo.
alam mo yung mga kuro-kuro.
Oo.
There's patterns.
Oo. And ito nga, ginagamit nung group na ang tawag ay
764. And bakit yung 764?
What exactly is 764? So it's a sprawling, meaning wide ang reach, na decentralized siya, meaning marami ang nagpapatakbo nito. It's operating on an online ecosystem known as the COM. And it was originally founded in 2021 in Stephenville, Texas by a boy, 15-year-old boy named Bradley Cadenhead. He named the group 764 because of the zip code of where he
Pakistan.
lives, which is 76401. So,
Ano yung catch dyan?
ano yung catch doon?
Yung founder actually is currently serving an 80-year prison sentence.
He's serving an 80-year prison sentence in relation to having put up the 764, which propagates nihilistic violent extremism. So, yung mga pinag-uusapan nilang hurting others, hate,
Andun
doon
lahat.
online, ginagawa nila in the real world. And yun yung nakakatakot. Yun yung nakakatakot. Imagine after nung Tacloban shooting, parang sunod-sunod na.
Yun nga yung yun yung nakakasad. Kaya sa mga nanonood, no, let's take this seriously, itong inquiry na ito at yung lumabas na ito. Kasi if other countries are already considering them as a terrorist group, no? Itong 764. So sa atin, kailangan nating mag-isip.
Oo.
Kailangan nating magbasa at alamin ano yung mga nangyayari.
Saka yung nakakatakot dito yung 764, hindi siya, it doesn't run on politics, it doesn't run on religion, but you know what ideology it espouses? It's sadism.
Yun
it's,
na nga.
It's getting pleasure from hurting others. Is that good? Never will that be good. Never. And then ang nagpo-push pa dito is for clout. Like, parang
Ayun,
the more
paano lang sila?
extreme violent things you do in the real world, tumataas
Yung
ang
rank nila.
rank nila.
So mayroon silang sariling game.
Dun sa grupo na yan, oh my God, sabi ko,
They gamified their
hurting
group.
others. So, see, it's something worth looking into and doing something about. And
may isa pang part na ginagawa nila.
ano?
Yung victims nila is ginagawa rin nilang perpetrators.
Through blackmail.
Yes. Kasi ang ginagawa nila is, hindi lang sa panggugroom na ginawa nila dito sa Tacloban shooting.
So, let's say, naka-groom sila ng perpetrator, no? O di,
May
magkakaroon.
victim sila.
Oo.
Ngayon, tong victim, inaado nila, pinapasend nila ng mga nude photos, kinukuha nila yung loob, kung ano-anong pinapagawa sa kanya, and they blackmail.
So, yung
Yes. After they blackmail, kailangan lang mang-hurt din.
ng iba.
Yes. Para, alam mo yun, hindi na nila gawin to stop the blackmailing. Pero, yung victim, naging perpetrator na.
Or they ask someone to send them nude pictures or intimate
Yes.
photos, and then eventually they'll use this to blackmail them.
And then,
Para hindi ka, anong gagawin mo? Self-harm din.
yes, self-harm. Gusto rin nila yan. Part yun.
So, parents, tignan nyo rin. Tignan nyo yung arms, yung legs. Pati sa legs din kasi, yan ang isa. As a nurse, yun yung isa na chine-check namin sa mga high school children, elementary children, even the legs, because they cut themselves also in the legs. And so, self-harm, harming others also.
Ang nakakaano dyan, ang hirap na actually to our dear parents. Ang hirap na to understand what's happening because cellphone pa nga lang ang hirap na nating intindihin, no?
Yes.
Pero it's beyond everything. That's the reason why mas maging maalam.
Yeah.
Like for example, ang daming nang bash kasi kay Senator Risa dito, no?
Oo.
We are fine for you to react negatively about what our politicians do, but let's be objective about things they do also. Kasi kagaya nito, if we listen dun sa may inquiry, magugulat kayo at matatakot kayo sa nangyayari.
Oo. Totoo yun. Tapos, like you mentioned earlier, Mond, no? It's not only in Tacloban.
Yes.
So, worldwide to nangyayari.
Yes, it's not just in Tacloban. It happens in different countries.
Oo.
At yun na nga, nakarating na siya sa Pilipinas.
Sa atin. And then, may copycats na.
Yes, madami na.
Ayan.
So, kaya nga sabi ko kanina, other countries, they've already labeled it as...
US, no?
Oo. Canada,
Oh.
they officially placed 764 on its statutory list of terrorist groups.
Already.
Pati si New Zealand, they outlawed the group, designating it alongside the Order of Nine Angles or 09A, a violent neo-Nazi satanic network that shares overlapping digital infrastructure, instructional manuals, and accelerationist tradecraft with 764 cells. So see, other countries, the big countries, are already banning them, doing something against them because they consider them as threats na. So let's do it in the Philippines.
We can look into what things are they doing in America, in Canada, in New Zealand, and perhaps mimic some of them here. Kasi game changer to eh. Like, how will we... Kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng ibawal lahat yung gaming apps.
Correct.
Kasi in the first place, it's not the game. Yung game lang ay nagiging hunting ground. Doon sila naghahanap ng target.
And we need to accept that fact.
Oo. So, doon natin So, what are the things we can put into place so that at least yung targeting nila, doon natin ma-address. And one more thing, sa law enforcement.
Yes.
Paradigm shift talaga to. How will we keep our children safe? Not just on the streets, but in the cyber world.
And dito sa natin, balik tayo dun sa gaming apps na yan, sa mga Roblox, Minecraft. I think the owners or the founders should also do something about this.
Yeah.
They need to partner with the different law enforcement agencies from different countries. And in the Philippines, kailangan talaga nilang makipag-cooperate. Kasi kahit Facebook nga, sinabing 18 years old lang makakagawa ng mga account. Ang daming bata. So even kayo, di ba, sinasabi ng mga gaming na it's not for minors. But ang dami nakakapasok sa inyo ng mga minors. So what will you do about it? You cannot just hide behind the blanket of your privacy, about your rules of using the game before one creates an account. That's not how it should be. You also have a liability because these people, these minors, are using your platforms.
Right. And for law enforcement as well, we also go after the predators. So, how?
Yes.
So, algorithm-driven, stuff like that, evidence-based. But how do we go after these predators? Especially many perhaps of these predators will be outside the country.
Yes. So, paano?
Not necessarily here even. Diba? Pero feeling ko yung sa Tacloban, taga dito kasi yung language.
Malay mo gumamit ng
ng app lang.
Yeah.
Right. Pero talagang grabe, it's scary kasi they study the psychology of the kids and then they get into their heads. And then that's how they manipulate them into doing things that in a better world shouldn't be done by children.
Yeah, they ask these children to mimic yung mga shooting in different countries, in US,
Right,
mga school shooting. Parang
So, yeah, and for parents, be there. Be there for the kids.
Always
You have
check
to be
their
there.
phones.
Oo.
Always check how they play.
And understand din siguro the apps that they're using. One way for us to address this is get to know what's Telegram, what's Discord, what's Reddit. Diba? Like my son and I were talking yesterday and he was saying things that come out in the news, like they're in Reddit way before they even come out in the news. The theories that come out, they're already there in Reddit discussed by the kids themselves. So we have to be there as well. So, cyber patrolling by the police has to be done in these platforms. You should be playing the games too, so that you know how to understand how these predators work.
So, your work right now, may naidagdag pa.
Yes. Kasi nag-evolve nga naman.
Yeah.
Nag-evolve tayo. So, nag-evolve tayo sa uniforms, nag-evolve din tayo sa technology, at sana humabol ang ating legislation sa
Correct.
technology.
Yeah. And that's our Spill the Tea number 2. And I think there's a lot to learn from it.
Yes. And now we go to Spill the Three.
So, for Spill the Three, grabe, okay. It's a good news probably because we learned that the Philippines is now part of the upper middle income country or the UMIC status.
Nung binabasa ko to para intindihin ko, dudugo yung ilong.
Pero ang hirap intindihin kasi nito. It's, ladies and gentlemen, this is not just about hashtag Pinoy Pride. Hindi ito kasama doon. We need to learn. Kasi kami nga mismo, hirap kami dito. But of course, let's try to dig dive and see if this is a good news or not.
Yeah. Kasi parang, the first time I saw it in the news, like, upper middle income
Parang,
country tayo. Tapos parang, bakit hindi ko maramdaman? Saan
hindi,
nanggaling
baka naman
yun?
manhid ka pa that time.
Wala na, ayoko na maging basta feelings. Pero let's see nga, is this good news or not?
Yeah. So, number 1 is that, ito kasi yung una kong tanong, no, nung time na to. Ano ba yung upper middle income country? So, ibig ba sabihin, sinong kalibal natin? No? Yun yung una kong inisip, no, as an average reasonable person. So, ang upper middle income country kasi merong may requirement yan sa World Bank. So,
Okay.
for you to qualify for UMIC, ang gross national income per capita ng isang bansa should be
Ay, nasa?
between $4,636 and $14,375 US
yun yung category niya.
Yes. Ngayon, the Philippines officially hit a record GNI per capita of 4,850. Medyo mataas-taas dun sa minimum na
Pagsaltok.
requirement. So it's narrowly exceeding the baseline threshold for the UMIC for the UMIC.
Okay.
Now, dito sa UMIC na to, sino ba yung mga UMIC right now sa Southeast Asia? Pinakamalapit para mas maintindihan natin. Ang mga nasa upper middle income category right now would be Malaysia, which is at 12,380 GNI per capita. Thailand, which is at 7,690. Indonesia, which is at 5,120 USD. And right now, the Philippines as a new entrant, no, dito sa category na to, sa UMIC. So kasama pa nga ng UMIC is si Vietnam, which is at 4,970 na new entrant kasama ni Philippines. Mas mataas sila konti sa atin. So parang halos same. Kasi konti lang halos 120 lang USD ang difference natin. So ang daming nabibilib sa mga bansa na ito. Pero sa atin, ano ba ito? Pero before that, ano ba yung mga pinanggalingan natin? Sino yung mga kasama natin doon? We have Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar.
So, yun yung lower middle income.
Mas
Doon
malayong
tayo
mababa.
galing.
Yes, doon tayo galing pero mababa tong mga kasamahan
Ngayon,
natin.
Na-promote na tayo.
But yung tanong nga is this a good news or bad? May iba-ibang factor na kailangan i-consider dyan. Of course, we need our economist to talk more about this.
Yung bad news doon,
Yung bad news nga
Bad
doon
news muna.
is that yung part nga na parang si Philippines hindi na makaka-apply for low interest loans and even grants or fundings because ginagrant sa mga low income countries.
Yun yung mga break na binibigay sa mga low
Yes,
income.
yes. Ang tanong ko kasi dyan, ready ba si Philippines dito sa part na to?
Okay. Kasi, the fact na na-promote tayo sa UMIC means may vote of confidence. So
Yun
yung
yung
credit,
isang
parang
good news.
credit limit natin, mas
Medyo
mataas.
Mas mataas.
Pero mas mataas din interest rates.
So, may vote of confidence na among investors.
Yon. So at least makaka-pull tayo.
Yes.
So yun yung good side.
Yun yung good
downside
side.
naman doon yung sinabi mo.
Yes, na si Philippines, yun nga, mawawalan nga tayo ng mga nakukuha nating benefits before, even mga tulong. Especially kapag may mga calamities, no? Pag may mga kailangan tayong projects, the interest now would be higher.
Okay.
Pagsaltok tayo garot, di ba? Kaya medyo mahirap.
Pero open din tayo to bigger loans, bigger possibilities.
Yun naman yung maganda doon.
Oo.
But then, beyond that, beyond these facts, we also need to check paano ba tayo tumaas.
Oo, yun din yung gusto kong maintindihan. Totoo ba yun?
Yun na nga. Baka naman kasi may skewed ang data. Baka naman may distortion.
Tama.
Dahil yun pala, yung GNI natin, karamihan nanggagaling sa OFWs.
Yun.
Overseas Filipino
At aminin
workers.
natin, totoo naman
And they
yun.
earn a lot.
Ang remittance na pinapadala ng mga OFW, ang laki ng tulong nun sa economy natin.
Yes.
And yun, ang isang factor na mag-explain kung bakit tayo na
Correct. Kaya nga sila tinawag na mga makabagong bayani because sila talaga ang poste ng ating economy. Malaking poste sa ating economy because they bring a lot of money to the Philippines.
Oo. Which makes it look good on paper. Pero this does not reflect in our salaries here.
Correct. Kasi mababa pa rin ang ating salaries.
Stagnant nga, di ba?
Ang ating daily minimum wage, mababa pa rin compared sa mga upper middle income countries.
Tama.
Di ba?
Oo. So, inflated ba?
Mm.
So, parang inflated itong number kung saan nabasehan na promote tayo. Yun ang parang tingin natin. And then, yung isa pang effect niya, ano yung effect sa middle class?
Yun na nga. Actually, kawawang-kawawang middle class dito sa mangyayari na ito. Because
Tayo yun.
currently na nga lang, kawawa na ang mga middle income class.
Aha.
Because kung iisipin natin, low income, middle income, and of course the rich. Ang low income, ang daming nabibigay din sa kanilang benefits. No? Hindi tayo nagre-reklamo, they need it, di ba? But may mga tupad, AIX, ang dami, and sa tax,
Sa low income.
di ba?
Mm.
Sa low income, tax-free sila kapag sila lumagpas ng 20,000. Ang mga rich naman, ang dami nilang sources of income. Ang middle, kapag may nangyari, kawawa sila because they bear the grants of most of our taxes.
Yeah. At middle class din yun, natatamaan ng inflation.
Correct.
Sa high inflation rate. Tsaka yung mga interest rates na inaano ng bangko. So, di ba? So, ang mga mortgage, car loans, yung mga monthly payments mo, credit card payments mo, they become really expensive kasi, wow, everything goes up except the salaries.
Yun yung problem. Yun yung hindi nagmamatch. Because
Yeah.
ang baba pa rin ng mga income ng threshold ng income sa Philippines. So doon natin nakikita na parang dito pa sa pagiging UMIC natin, are we seeing hope
Are we?
for like more increases in our income? Ganun ba yun?
Will it translate
Will it really translate?
to a more comfortable life? To
That's-
money in my wallet?
Yun yung mga kailangan nating tanungin. So idadagdag lang natin yung kanina na bakit natin pinag-uusapan ng daily minimum wage. It's because sa mga upper middle income country, mas mataas sila sa atin ng bahagya. Like Malaysia, kung i-compute natin, they're around 900 pesos a day.
Wow!
Indonesia is around 850 pesos a day.
Tayo.
Currently, we are at 755 to 780.
Mahabol pa rin.
So, mahabol pa rin naman. But then, malaki pa rin bagay yun.
Mm-mm.
But, iba rin kasi ang presyo ng mga goods nila doon.
Iba din.
Kasi
Yung
sa
cost of
atin,
living.
grabe, high inflation tayo. Cost of living natin dito. Sa Thailand, mababa ang per day nila doon, 640. But ang mura ng mga bilihin doon. No? So, yun yung mga kailangan nating i-check.
Oo. Yeah. So, yun nga, as you said, yung the poorer sectors, may safety nets sila eh. Provided by government even. Ang middle class, wala.
Wala talaga.
Oo. So, this has to be studied also.
Hand to mouth talaga tayo. Hand to
Hand
mouth,
to
kapag
mouth.
pag nawalan tayo, wala na rin. Pag may nangyari na crisis, tayo ulit.
An example dyan is yung namatayan, yung pinag-usapan natin last time.
Yes, yun.
Yung namatay ang asawa niya kasi hindi nila kaya yung 2 million
na.
na cost sa hospital. See, safety net. So, UMIC nga tayo. Pero this is translate to real life.
So I think what the government needs to do right now is explain further kung ano yung ginagawa ba ng UMIC na to sa atin. We need clearer understanding about it, and it's about time for the government to step in and try to explain this to us. Ano ngayon ang plano? Since mawawalan tayo ng mga benefits natin noong nasa low income tayo, syempre we need to adjust. Ready ba tayo sa adjustment na yon, di ba? Meron na bang mga policy in place,
Yeah.
di ba? Meron na bang action plan dito sa pag-move ng economy natin? Because if there is, we also need to know. You need to be very transparent para hindi kami kinakabahan sa nangyayari.
Tsaka siguro, boss, alisin natin yung corruption para siguro ma-feel din namin yung UMIC.
Yes! Kasi baka naman
Baka meron naman talagang improvement.
napunta lang sa iba.
Napunta lang sa bulsa ng iba. Hindi sa bulsa natin.
Kawawa naman yung bulsa ko.
Wala.
Kawawa naman yung Gcash ko, tsaka Maya ko, tsaka ano.
Wala. 17 centavos lang
Yeah.
yung Gcash.
So, before we celebrate for being an upper middle income country.
Which is okay, fine, great, good job.
Since 1980s to ha, since 1980s by the way. So, before we celebrate and say, wow, Pinoy pride, and nandito na tayo, tumas ang ekonomiya natin, kailangan din nating alamin kung ano ang plano para sa atin being in this level of income country.
Make us feel the difference.
Yeah. Kaya naman, sa lahat ng pinag-usapan natin, mula sa progresibong usapin ng uniform sa Baguio, sa nakakatakot na digital battlefields na kinakaharap ng ating mga kabataan, hanggang sa macroeconomic illusion sa loob ng ating mga pitaka, malinaw na ang pag-unlad ngayong 2026 ay may kasamang matinding hamon, challenge.
Ganyan talaga mon, whether it's demanding safer online spaces para sa mga anak natin and para sa atin din, or pagtatanong kung bakit hindi sumasabay ang sahod natin sa magandang
Bakit
report
nga ba?
ng World Bank. Ang pagiging maalam at mulat ang unang depensa natin.
Correct. At syempre, yan muna ang mga detalye na meron tayo sa linggong ito. Maraming salamat sa pagsama sa amin at syempre sa pagiging bahagi ng ating talakayan.
Huwag basta-basta maniniwala sa sabi-sabi. Busisihin ang mga kwento at maging maalam. I'm Mia.
And ako naman si Honda. This has been
Spill the Tea
by the Lost Stories.
and the Mountain Beacon.
Have a good day.
Take care.